Hey everybody, welcome to a all-new episode of Beer and Stuff with C. I'm C. Today I've got an interesting one for you. I've got the Fuller's Vintage Ale. Check that out. Very cool stuff. So, Fuller's Vintage Ale, they've been making these bottle-conditioned vintage ales since 1997, putting out one per year, and the idea behind these bottles is that you can age them, and they, being bottle conditioned, are supposed to actually mature in the bottle, so that's kind of unique. So this bottle specifically, being the 2016 version, has a 10-year expiration. So they actually say that this one's going to be good until 2026, December 2026. Very unique stuff. I'm actually just going to read right off the box here. It's probably the easiest way to get you the information. Fuller's 2016 Bottle Conditioned Vintage Ale Limited Edition. In this 2016 Vintage Ale, we've used Nelson Sauvin hops, a hop type which was being developed when we brewed our first vintage ale in 1997. Since then, this aromatic New World hop has pioneered new flavors in beer, and so is a fitting addition to this milestone vintage ale recipe. Vintage ale is only available in a limited release of individually packaged and numbered bottles. We have added a best before date of December 2026. As this exceptional ale will improve for many years to come, like a fine wine or whiskey. This bottle-conditioned beer will form a natural sediment, so pour carefully, sit back, and enjoy the very finest of Fuller's ales. Sounds good in theory. Pretty cool how it comes in the box. However, setbacks are the fact that tax in, for me, I was $8.83 for this one beer. Now that is Canadian dollars, and I'm in British Columbia, and we do have higher prices, but still a hell of a lot of money for one beer. It is, however, I think it's 500 milliliters, so it's not a small beer, but it's not huge either. And this one is 8.5% alcohol, which some people classify as a barley wine. Don't get me started on the term barley wine, because wine is fruit and this ain't fruit. So anyway, it's an ale. But anyway, so this is bottle number 031476. Let's do it. Enough talk. Let's try it out. I've never had this before, so I'll let you know if it's any good. Again, packaging is really cool. I like the bottle, I like the colors, I like the box. Got a cool little seal on it here. I doubt it's gonna be twist off, but it's not. Get my handy dandy tool out here. Let's get cracking. Or not. Still not. There we go. I'll have to fast forward this 20 minutes from now. There we go. Maybe if I had a proper bottle opener, that would help. Okay. Hopefully, I got the fancy glass out today because it's kind of fancy beer. Hopefully you can see this from that angle. Check out the color. Very deep, dark, reddy, brown color to it. Very dark. Very red. Kind of like the box. It's cool. Very aromatic, fruity. Some spice to it. Almost a sweetness. Yeah. Oh, it smells pretty good. I think I just want to drink it. So here we go. First sip. Interesting. Because it's 8.5% alcohol, usually you have a little bit of a sweeter taste there. This is a little bit sweeter, but it doesn't have that that sweet bitterness that a lot of those rushed high alcohol malt liquor beers have. It has a lot more balance to it. There's definitely some fruit notes up front, rich dark fruits. It's very creamy in texture and mouthfeel. You can definitely taste the malt in it. They speak about the specific hops that they use, but it's not hoppy in the sense that like a strong IPA would be hoppy. I mean, there's a hoppiness to it, but it's more of a finish, a hoppy finish. Now, my beer was cold. I did have it in the fridge before this, and I just put it back in the box for the look. But yeah, so I definitely serve this chilled. Every sip it seems to get a little bit better, actually. I think it's just it's a bit different if you're just kind of like a regular lager drinker. Not that I am, but this is my first beer of the day, so there's a lot going on here. It's quite a complex beer. There's a lot happening, so at first you're kind of like, okay, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. And then as you get into it, it's like, okay, it's starting to settle in. There's definitely a richness to it, but it's good. Let's top her up. So if I was going to give this a score, right now, I'd probably have it on this kind of 7.5, 8-ish out of 10. It is good, but I'd be very curious to see what this thing tastes like in a year or 5 years, or right before the expiration date, for that matter. I mean, it's kind of a clever gimmick, the whole idea of like individually numbering the bottles, the box. It's very Scotchish. Yeah, gimmick or true value here. You know what, I'm gonna have to go buy another one and just stick it on the shelf for a couple of years and do a re-review, I think. See if it still scores in that 7.58 or if it's actually climbed the ladder. Anyway, I think that's all for today. Go get yourself a Fuller's Vintage Ale and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Any ideas for the show? Whatever. Click the like button, subscribe. See you next time.